Okay, we're back here at Diamond Billiards in Midlothian, Virginia. We're going to have a match featuring Mr. James Blackburn of North Carolina, who's just had a ninth place finish at the Music City Open recently, and against a local guy from this general Richmond area, Mr. John Newton, who has got explosive stroke. He's one of the best, like I was just telling John, one of the best tall players I've ever seen. John is 6'7", if he's an inch. And I said, never have to use the bridge. And he just looks at me and laughs, you know. But here's his Blackburn on the break. He's a real nice young man out of North Carolina, good player. One of my horses in this event. He parks his pelota beautifully. Unfortunately, though, comes up with the Mojave mash, which means dry. I'm George Hammerbacher, voice of the Action Pool Tour, advanced level instructor, PBIA, Baltimore, Maryland Professional Billiard Instructor Association, and we call on the action. This is 10 ball. All balls are called. The 10 ball does not count on the break. It's alternate break. Race to 8 on both sides of the bracket this weekend in this state championship match. And our regular tour stop, it's generally 8 and 6. The ladies are also competing here. We had a field of 16 ladies, 64 men. And let's see Mr. Blackburn if he can inflict a little draw on his pelota here. No, kind of. The code's a Hammurabi there, kind of hammered that ball. But this John has got long arms and just huge hands. Big man, period. Nice guy, too. One is a real sweetheart. But he's got, as they say, pretty good touch for a big man. All balls have to be called. It looks like James is going to try to jump. Hits the right side of the 1 and carry him into the 5. But here he's going to have to, John just says, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" I think that's part of the rules of 10 ball here. One went in a pocket that James didn't call, so John had the option to have James shoot again, or if it would have favored John would have stepped up and played if the two were in a different position. This looks like a 2-rail kick. No, he just tried to make the 3 tough and give up ball in hand. He had no real swing at it. So first couple of racks, the players are just going to get the feel of the table. These guys have been sitting for about an hour and a half because we have a big field. And that they had to sit and wait, and all the balls they hit practicing, or they're going to have to regain their chi at the table. Oh, now that was a foul because because I'd crossed the path of the cue ball, but I'm not in this match. I'm not the referee. I'm just the announcer. Technically, that affected what happened here. But James has a shot at the 3 and rolled it in beautifully. But the 4 is I kind of half like the carom. Play the 4 and call the 10. He might try to bank it. I don't know if this ball goes. Hard for me to tell from either vantage point. My naked eye looking across him, I'm 15 feet away, 20 feet away from him. Can't tell from here, and the monitor is inconclusive. He may not go. It did, but he's kind of straight in on the rail. This shot's no particular bargain. This is where James is going to have to reach for a good shot here. That's as good as he could have hit. 2 cushions out the shot at the 6. Played the 7 in the side. That was strong. Ooh, good shot. This is a 2-railer. He'll come right to the first diamond near the 10 ball. Mr. Blackburn takes a 1-0 lead over Mr. Newton. Sponsors of our Action Pool Tour include, we're at the Diamond Billiards, a great supporter of the Action Pool Tour. Held many events here, state championships of 8-ball are coming in the fall in November. We'll be back here again in mid-season around June. And that's the home of Rayman's Pro Shop. Mr. Ray Walters is the tour director. Friend of mine, a great cue repairman. Richmond's blessed to have a lover of the game like Ray here running the events. Good man, retired U.S. Navy Special Forces guy. Just a real warm, genuine human being. Thanks to Mr. Thomas Dorsey, he and his family have owned this room for 10, 11 years. Great food, great atmosphere, terrific lighting to play pool. Thomas is also a certified instructor, Professional Billiard Instructor Association. They have junior programs here. Lots of leagues and tournaments. This place is a real hotbed for this great sport. they show up to play their pool here in this Virginia. I know that it's a great pool country. John got a very fortuitous roll there. He might have to play. He's on the 50-yard line in the corner pocket or the side. The 6 is on the cushion, just below the 9. That's pretty good. Inside English to hold the line. That one kind of kicked funny off of that cushion. But these are diamond tables. These are the choice of pro tournaments, the U.S. Open. Lots of major championships played on this precise diamond pro table, 4.5-inch pockets. He might be able to skinny this ball and come 2 cushions back behind the 9. He's going to call it bank. But this diamond billiards, the Dorsey's, great food, tremendous place to play. Oh, he had to come behind it. But I say this, that if I didn't live 160 miles from here, I'd wear this place out. Might have to redo my house. The food's real good here. Have to reframe all my doors. John misses his 7, but gets away with the miss that time. Leaves a potential bank shot, but not a particularly easy shot. That 7's a little close to the rail for my tastes. This one might be a little slippery. John's look says that he can't quite see it to make it. He can only nick it and overcut it to a sellout. I kind of like him coming behind it and calling the 10 on the combination. If he can't make this, he could make it. That was a real good shot. Good shot from John there. I like him coming with the high right ball, coming 2 cushions to the middle of the table. He's going to draw it back 2 rails to the middle. Now he went with his high right ball. He has sort of a funny style where he cues high and sometimes strokes low, but the result is still good. Newton evens the count up with Mr. James Blackburn of North Carolina at a game apiece. And other sponsors of the Action Pool Tour include Q Sports International. Mr. Ozzie Reynolds is Q Sports International CEO, founder of the Action Tour. a good friend of mine, Ozzy. I'm looking forward to see you again. But all I can say is this is some great stuff you've come up with, my man. They're the North American distributors of Magic Rack, as well as the owners of the BCA pool leagues, and they also are responsible with American billiard clubs, the Home American Rotation. They run many events like the U.S. Open Bar Box Championships. They do an awful lot for our great sport.
On table 8, Justin Powers, Brad Edges. Justin Powers, Brad.
That's got to hurry.
8.
That's a little short.
On table number 9, Sean Wilkie, Michael Ortiz. Sean Wilkie, Michael Ortiz, table number 9.
Okay. Most people got to get the bridge for that shot, not John. Back and forth, 1-2 cushions come parallel with the 8. A little short, he's kind of, that's actually better.
Dave White, table number 3, please. Dave White, table number 3.
Good out from John Newton. He takes a 2-1 lead over Mr. Blackburn. And that first match was a hell of a match between Stottlemyre and Kressel. And it came down to who blinked first, and Brett missed the 7 and got a horrible scratch. 2 rails in the side pocket that cost him the match. Other sponsors of the Action Pool Tour in this event include Predator Cues and Products. There are a whole lot more than just cues and high-tech shaft. They're tightening the industry, and so many people play with their equipment that you can't even shake a stick at it, literally or figuratively. They make chalk cases, just about anything you could think of these days. Also, Viking cues of Wisconsin. I lived in Wisconsin for several years, and many people swore by their Viking cues, and Wisconsin was a hotbed of players. They had real good Wisconsin tour. I played on it myself, and some good players.
Is this a match table here? This is a TV table now. Over here.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a little tricky. How do I get these things down so I can show more than just these two rows of flags here?
Oh, so you can see the banners and everything?
Yeah, well, I hit these, and I could get the East Coast landscape, and that was about it. Well, so I, have my roll bar.
Right, when you do right here,
What did I do?
you see where you hit the button right here? Mm-hmm. So if you went to this one right here, you roll this right here, this button right here, all you gotta do, once you put it on that side,
Oh, you roll
all you
that
gotta do is
thing.
roll it up, yes sir.
Now I just learned something. I didn't know that. I'm so primitive and so savage.
No, you're good, sir.
I'm primordial.
You're good. Ozzy did say,
Man,
he's crazy. Never mind. You're doing good.
what did he say?
Well, he said he thought the font was too big, and that's the reason why I come over here. And I'm like, oh, it's not. You don't know what I'm talking about.
John Newton takes a 3-1 lead over Mr. Blackburn. That might cost Mr. Blackburn because Newton is starting to hit him a little bit here. And this is a guy that can free roll and hit him as good as anybody in this event. This guy, he's lots of ability. He had Pro Tour aspirations for pool, but there just wasn't enough. Oh.
What's up, George?
Well, I'm back at popular prices here.
Yeah, there's a popular price coming in on the last weekend of this month. I started a company a few months ago called Nova Action. It's a little thing up in Northern Virginia, of course. And we'll be hosting Mr. George Hammerbacher, PBIA Advanced Level Instructor for a Billiard Academy. It's going to be between 6 to 12 people. It ranges on price between $10 to $20 depending on how many people show up. We'll be doing it at Springfield Hard Times, and then Breakers Sky Lounge in Herndon, one of George's favorite houses. Food there's always good. So 11 a.m. at Hard Times, 2 p.m. at Breakers. It's a 2-hour session. Almost had it. And so, yeah, we'll see him out there live.
I don't know. I felt like death warmed over last month, but I'm feeling better now.
That's good. Well, the weather last month was kind of atrocious, to say the least.
Yeah.
You had, your cold spurt, then it was hot, and it was cold. That would mess anybody up.
But I had been sick before Christmas, and it came back to me, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
After I took a trip to Kentucky for to do something else with some friends of mine, and when I came back, I was beat up from the feet up.
Yeah. Well, this is a great angle he has on the 7. That was a beautiful shot. I would actually like to put this in the middle of the table. You'll play a natural one-railer. And see, he's got too sharp, in my opinion.
he's going to have to play the. He's on the 50-yard line.
Both angles are bad because where the 9 sits.
He's going to probably have to play the pocket too.
The 10 ball? I would bottom right, spin it. Hit the side rail and go underneath the 10 and back out. Oh, and he hit the 10 full.
Well, that was in the path. That was bad position play off of almost a perfect angle shot where he could have.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of hit like half of both worlds. Instead of he could have drawn the ball up, passed to the side pocket, and probably got the job done. But he kind of namby-pambied the ball before, and
I don't think he decided. I think he was indecisive on his path. But yeah, in this case here, you go after this shot. There's a lot that can happen. You're intentionally trying to leave the cue ball long behind the 10 and put the 9, playing kind of like a two-way. Let's see, he's going to leave it tough. This is no easy shot. Cross table, back and forth.
no, but the only thing that makes this a little easier is that he doesn't have to do anything other than make the ball. There are 4 possible pockets that the 10 will go in if he happens to make this ball.
Use any option, so it's just a matter of just make the ball. He missed it.
He hit it pretty good, but these are 4.5-inch pockets
Pro cuts.
And the pro cut table, and they can send you to the valley. That's the valley of the Guanji. You have busted out pool players' bones in those pockets and just dust. And,
Well, this is no easy shot either. I think the 9's pretty deep on that shelf. It's kind of hard to see. So getting out is going to be the hard part. Coming off the rail, not into the 10.
Because he's got to reach for it too.
Yeah. Use the bridge.
He
Come
wasn't
on.
built. See, John could reach this shot. Where?
Well, I think he's left-handed. Is he partially ambidextrous?
Oh, this guy is partially amphibious. Yeah.
Ambidextrous, amphibious. I like it. Oh, he drew it out. That's a tough shot. Left-handed.
That was strong. That was good shot.
Yeah, he played really well. I think he got 9th place at the Music City Open. He lost to James Aranis. James played absolutely perfect. Didn't miss a shot. So
3-2. Newton in the lead.
by a hair.
Sure.
Yeah. So and I'm investing in a Predator. I got ordered a Z3 for my Q. I get sponsored by Baltimore City Qs, actually. Jay and Peggy Wilkerson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sponsored me over at Turning Stone when I was up there. So I got them gave me a nice, beautiful Joss Q, and I'm gonna get a Predator shaft for it. Start hitting with that.
Maryland. English for 5, please. Maryland.
Hold on. Go ahead, say it.
No, Joss.
I gotcha.
We got all these other cube makers.
Like who? We got Viking. That's right, they got with Viking.
Viking, Predator.
Tiger. Wow, I didn't know about that one. Tiger Qs.
Right.
Of course, Ozone always been on there. East Coast, Haselman and Hunt, Kamui, Aramith, CSI, of course, Predator, Simonis, Diamond Billiards, and Diamond Products. Haselman and Hunt for East Coast Landscaping, of course, George and Raymond's Pro Shop.
Yeah, it's a hearty array of
Endorsers.
sponsorships and all. This is a great place here.
Yeah, so this is a push out here. I don't like this push at all because you're going to give...
We might give it back.
No, I would take it because you got a free shot at the 10. The one's going to split. The Q's going to go towards the 10, which could easily make it behind it. And the one's going to go to the side rail. I would honestly chase the 10.
He's supposed to walk back and...
I like the 110 combo. Honestly, I like the 110 here. It's going to put the 1 on different sides of the table. And you put the Q over here. Told you.
But now you see he's deader than Kelsey's because now he banks it up table and sticks him in the 4-6 crotch and
Yep.
Leaves him in the valley of death.
Yep.
And might even put the 1 on top of the 10.
That's a good option.
I hit that poorly.
Yeah.
He got behind the 3 ball a little bit, but that was, he had much better option than that.
I don't think he was trying for it. I think he honestly was trying to put it behind the 6-4, and I think he missed it. He
just
was
hit
jacked up.
He hit it chunky.
He was jacked up over a ball, so that does make an impact.
But he gave up the side. John lost his toy. Misplaced his mineral.
All right. So we have James on a possible run here. The 1's tied up with the 8. It's not pretty.
What a fine field we drew here. This is one of the better fields I've seen. With those two giant players as well as about 4 or 5 other real toughies.
If he can't get a shot on this ball, I like the safety to draw it behind the 8 and throw the 1 ball behind the 6-4. That gives you a chance for a 3 foul.
That's good option.
Yeah, you come on the other side of the 8 and just do a bit of bottom left.
The trouble is that the 10 ball.
It's a big ball. And he hits it beautifully to get on the 2. Absolutely gorgeous shot.
Now he's got a pretty nice layout.
Well, he's got to avoid the 7. It's a big ball right now, and I think he's flat on this 2. He might have to punch it to get out. This is not going to be an easy shot. He may have to go above it. I don't like going above. I don't like distance. Yeah, he's got to punch this. But you can't draw it either because of the 9 ball. So I think he's going to have to do a center ball punch with a touch of left to kind of kick it off that rail. Oh, he could hold it.
He held it, and now he's got 2 rails to come back to. He's going to go 1-2.
I like 1. Just make the 3. You'll bounce down towards the 4.
The speed of this is a little too fast, unless he hits it real bottom and drags it.
Oh, he missed it.
That was a shot he played. He hit it too fat, so we got no idea. He'd have been parallel with the 4 and been out.
Yep.
But instead, John can reach them all.
Must be nice to be 6'6".
He might be taller than that.
So his head's hits his light year soon. I was making a joke with him earlier. I'm like, dude, you must be like 6'12", right? He laughed.
He's got huge hands. Look at the size of his hands.
Like he must feel like it.
Like a toothpick.
I know, right? All right. So here's a tough spot now. He's on the wrong side of the 6.
No, I think he's going to like this.
Draw it out for the 7 or punch it out?
Punch.
Yeah, that's so. Now he's got to put the 7 and 8 in the same corner, but still he's got an off angle on the 7. He's got to draw it to the 9 ball and avoid it and come back out.
He's going to come straight across the face.
Yeah.
Spin it in like that. Boy, he hit that ball. Yeah, you're right. He did hit it too good, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, his angle's really poor. He's got to play the 9 down low. It's too hard to get back to that 9 ball.
Look out. He might not like this.
No, I told you he's got to play it down low. He's got to play it down to the bottom end of the table. There's no point trying to get into that unless you're hitting that ball to make it slide.
He's almost. I can see the 2 edges. He can make his ball, but down to the corner. But he's good to get his tip out of the way and get enough speed.
I like 9 on the side. If you can squeeze it in there.
That's just. But there's nothing with that ball.
Well, if you can't.
He might be playing safe and just lag the 9 ball to the near point. Right.
Yeah, that's the right shot regardless. But if you could have made it in the side, I would honestly take it and gone for the bank. Just take it. I'd rather take my shot at it than let my opponent take a shot at it. Because this is not a natural bank, but it's definitely a makeable bank, both cross side and cross corner.
He might. This ball might be a more percentage kick.
Nah, I think he's too low on the point. He'll hit the point, bounce out.
He's banking cross corner.
Yeah, and just use a little bit of inside to get the cue up.
He's gonna have to draw his ball strong and spin this ball.
Mm-hmm. He tried. He's leaving it tough.
Yeah, he did all he could do with it. That wasn't a bad effort.
No, that was a solid B effort. 10 goes in the side, so I think John's going to try to punch it to the bottom left corner of our screen there.
Have you played yet?
Nope. I played Jake,
Oh.
and I played him last night. We were here until 2:30 this morning playing a set.
Oh.
So, one thing I do hate is, playing friends. But, the downside is you make so many friends on events that you're playing your friends anyway.
No, that goes with the territory.
Yeah, the worst is when I was riding with Wilkie. Nice shot. I was riding with Wilkie. We went to New Jersey for their state tournament, and I drew him first round.
That's how it always goes.
I hate it.
I can tell you in my own experience that a carload of us, we used to ride regularly to they had a Southern Pennsylvania tour in York, Harrisburg, Lancaster, and always 3 or 4 of us would go from this one pool room. We played each other all the time. And they draw big fields, like 50, 60 players, and invariably I'd end up drawing you or another one of the boys I rode with.
One second.
Oh, stingy. Just a slight rule question. Look at this touch hit. Look at this touch hit. Look at this touch hit. Wow, what a shot that was. Stottlemyre made an amazing shot. He went 2 rails to kick and banked the ball cross side, hit it flush, and ran out.
Brett has a unique ability. That guy is just unreal. Those guys are just something else. I think if he actually put the dedication together and the practice and put the time, effort into it, that guy could be of a world caliber game easily. Easily world caliber game. So I think he's out from here. Just draw this out a little bit.
He's a little wrong on this ball.
He'll be fine. He can just punch it. He'll have a sharper angle on the 6th than he'd like, but he'll be able to go back and forth.
He might play down to the corner.
Nah, I don't like the corner. I like the side and hold it. Just like this. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, that'll work.
And then just go back and forth. His angle's a bit sharper than he'd like. Just needs to avoid the 9, but he'd go above it. Missed it. He was trying so much to avoid it, he spun it out.
He talked to Arnold Stang on that one. What a chunk of chocolate.
This one here, I like to play the 6 underneath the 8, 9, 10 and play parallel to the 9 ball on the rail. Don't try to come backwards because you're on the rail anyway. Just spin underneath it. Touch inside. Come past the 10. Just like this. Underneath it.
That's a little heavy-handed. He's all right.
Yeah, he's
I don't know. The monitor says one thing, and
he's not angry, so I think he can see it.
Really?
Nope. I guess he can't. Either that or he's going to have to spin it to win it. He calls the 7.
Got it twisted, he can't fist it.
Twisto Flexo.
By Spidell.
No, by Hasbro.
Spidell was this sort of a band. The Twisto Flex. They had from the 1950s. They had an old newsman named John Cameron Swayze. They said it took a licking and kept doing ticking. It was a Timex.
He went for the safety. That was a good shot. Now this is actually a safety drill I've been working on. I put the object ball one ball away from the bottom rail diamond, and where the cue ball and the 7 are, I'd spin it 4 rails and get behind it. I can get it from all 3 diamonds on that end of the table. I figured out how to do all that. So if I needed to, I can actually spin this around and get behind the 8, 9, 10 and leave the 7 on the other rail. He got fortunate, but James has a shot.
He has as good a shot as he could have ever hoped.
But I think I like the. If he's not confident, I mean that's still a tough shot to hold. I like the safe you can do here. Just bank on hold the cue right there.
I don't know if he's got the whole ball. That's the trouble.
Well, you still play the safety and split him between the 10 ball.
We'll see what he does.
Safe between the 10. Did he get it?
No.
Short. So Jordan has a chance to go underneath it.
Right back to where his cue ball is.
Nice touch. He let him in the winder. I don't know if the 7 goes on the side.
No, but if it's a full sort of, the 8 might be a dead combo on the kick.
Kick combo.
That's what we just looked at.
If not, he could hit it on the top side and send the cue up table. I don't think it goes though. He's calling the safety again. Did he get behind the 10? Looks like he did. No,
he didn't.
That's a shot of champions right here.
Oh, he hit it pretty good.
He hit it pretty sporty. But the 7's frozen. I mean, he's got a shot at it. Because the 9's an insurance ball to keep him from scratching.
And holding 1 the 8.
To the bottom, top left corner on our screen.
Yeah. That's a nice layout, actually.
It's going to be tough because he's on the rail, so he really can't use English. Can't use any left or right. It's going to be tough, but it's definitely doable. He hit it.
He's got to hurry.
He might get there. He might get there.
No.
I think he can hit it. Second time he's made a ball and saved himself this game. He had the chance for the out early on that 7 ball.
I like the cross bank side pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That 10's got too much blue paint on it.
Yeah, just a little bit too much. He might be able to thin it and send the 8 to the rail and put the cue ball back behind on the side rail. Come down long.
Like I said, cross side. Let's see how he's going to have to use some inside English. Trouble with the inside English is left English is a natural in this.
Yeah.
And he can spin it to 9.
He went for it.
Oh, when he hit it so hard.
He might get fortunate.
No.
Nope.
That's as far away from being fortunate as you could ever do. There.
All right, so John's going to take this one, it looks like. Just make the ball, nothing fancy. Bounce off the rail a little bit. Doop. And then he'll be able to do the same thing here with a touch of follow. I used to hold this ball with draw and it'd have a sharp angle. I've learned just let it roll natural, it'll be right in line. Just like that. Much better than the opposing with draw. I learned that the hard way. Kept leaving myself tough shots. I'll be right back.
John Newton takes a 5-2 lead over James Blackburn. Got to roll that time. Cue ball was headed into the dark, got kissed. The ball goes down. I'm not sure whether John can make his one in the side pocket. It's real tight. Might be on the hook. Hard to tell. The screen, it doesn't look like it goes, but I might be wrong. Yeah, he tried to jam it in. Now this is a major game for James. He's going to probably bank cross side and stick. No, he played the... Oh, he's dull in this set. He was hitting them good in practice, but then he had to sit for a round, about an hour, hour and a half, and then you got to pick it up again, and those are the rigors of tournament play. That was a good shot there. That was as good as he could have ever hoped. He's got to come 2 cushions and get right where that 4. Oh, he shot the safe and didn't track it behind the 9. That's maybe a little hope. I like the 2 railer. come right, split the middle diamond and first diamond, and go 2 rails behind the 4 with running right English. It's like that was a tough shot. Oh, what a shot. Yeah. High right English. Little. That was a little wanting. He's on the right side of the ball, but he's going to be farther from the 9 than he might like. Oh, what a nice hit that was, too. He's playing good. Six games to 2, John Newton. Good shooting, John. Good shooting. Good 4-ball. All right. Sometimes you just don't get the rolls. John's playing very, very nicely in this set. He's standing on the right side of the ball's good. He's made the shots he's needed to make. This looks like a golden looking layout to me. He's hitting them strong. I was a little wrong on this ball, but he come around the horn. Watch a 10 ball. There goes a, gotta have to go. Like I said, you ever watch a 10 ball, Larry. But he's just flat out on the free wheel. That's how he's been playing this set. That's why he's here. Oh. John Newton ascends the precipice at this juncture. You're so treacherous. Larry Kressel is sitting next to me, and he says, guess who's got this boy in the Calcutta? And I said, just like you're on a flyer there, Larry. He's been playing good, this guy. There's no way he needs a bridge. Oh, was almost the Coupe di Grassi. That tournament play is tough. You sit for an hour and a half, and after you warmed up, and you go 2 rails into those balls. 1 rail. Inside English, you pinch it, go inside the 5. Lots of high left English. No, he thought he was going to play safe. This might be Custer's last stand. Yeah. That's a pretty good shot. The 10 ball is square on his mark there. You might be able to nick it on the inside of it. Go inside the 10. Or he's going to call head a hopper here. Going to check the wind currents over that 4 ball. Who knows? He might be out from here. This goes, that'll bring the house down. He had treachery in his heart. Up, wrong one went in the side. Don't ever catch balls going into the pockets, folks. Let them fall. We're going to be here all night anyway. No reason to ever open up the door for an argument in case it falls in or doesn't. He almost looks rail frozen, or close. The point was a nice intervention. 2 rails into the 6 to the short side. But Huckleberry Hound and the Hound Dog. Howdy. It almost looks like I'm getting ready to go into my spiel. The condemned man ate a hearty meal. Oh, that's the worst ball he's hit. He jumped off that ball like a Jack jumping over the candlestick. Old James is leaking oil in this match. I hear the sounds of the drums, the drum roll here. Off with the heads. 8-2. John Newton takes down Mr. James Blackburn out of North Carolina. Good playing, John. Good. He played good. We'll be back in a few moments, folks, for more live streaming action from the Action Pool Tours Virginia State 10-Ball Championship, Diamond Billiards, Midlothian, Virginia.